Welcome everybody to update number 38. So it's been a while since that last update, which was really rather quite large because there were a lot of sales on from different boutique labels like Arrow Video for instance. So this update is a fair bit smaller. Only really 101 had a sale on recently via HMV, so they're the only ones that I've gotten a couple from in terms of a sale. But we also have a couple from 88 Films who I used my birthday discount code on. And we also have a box set from Kino Lorber. So firstly from 101 Films, we have Trespass. So this is one of the later Walter Hill films from 1992. Definitely one of his stronger later efforts alongside Geronimo, an American legend. But yeah, his 90s output is definitely a lot weaker than his 80s or his 70s output. But still, really, really well for a solid film. Got a great cast of the likes of... was it Bill Paxton and William Sadler, Ice-T, Ice Cube, and yeah, it's got really good setting as well, stylish action, and yeah, it's really well directed. You can basically think of this as an urban The Treasure of Sierra Madre, and yeah, works on that level quite a lot, to be honest. So yeah, only a single disc though, no booklet or anything, because yeah, bought this well after it was originally released, which I imagine it had a far more substantial physical release, but still, it's a great film on its own right, and you don't really need the extra stuff on it when that's the case. And then secondly, from 101 Films, we have Zorro, not the one with Antonio Banderas, but the one with Alain Delon. And yeah, 1975 from a director I've seen a few things from before. He did the Bloodstained Butterfly and the two Ringo films. Don't think I've got them to hand. No. Can't see him straight away, to be honest. But yeah, I was expecting films more along those lines, but this is a lot more lightweight, seemingly family friendly, because there's not much violence to it, but there are really rather good action scenes regardless of the lack of violence, and there's also some really rather fantastic stunts. Alain Delon is also really rather good in the lead role. Got a solid score as well, and yeah, it's just general fun, even if it is a little bit on the long side. And yeah, double disc release on Blu-ray and DVD with this one. But yeah, still, solid film, just not quite as good or as entertaining as the 90s version. But still, it's a better effort than that 90s version sequel, at least. And yeah, now we've got from 88 Films. So yeah, first of which is So Sweet, So Perverse. So yeah, this is directed by, who is it? Umberto Lenzi, who I've seen again a few films from before. A little bit better than, say, Nightmare City, but not quite as strong as a couple of his other efforts. I think it was Rome, Armed to the Teeth, and where has it gone? Freehand for a Tough Cop? Yeah. Not quite as good as those two, but definitely better than Nightmare City, and overall a really rather solid early Giallo effort. Pre-Argento, because it's from 1968 or 9. I think it's 68 or 69. 69. So yeah, a decent pre-Argento Giallo effort. Not quite as good as The Girl Who Knew Too Much though. I slightly prefer that. But yeah, still a solid film. And even though this isn't a special edition version, got really rather nice slipcover with it, with the nice new artwork, which again is represented on the case itself. Although you can swap it around for the original artwork, which I'll show you in a second. But yeah, there's a disc. So yeah, you can swap it around for the original artwork, which again is pretty nice itself. Nice colour palette on there. But yeah, still a nice release, and yeah, a solid film in its own right, even if it isn't quite as good as later Giallo efforts, particularly from the 70s. And also from Umberto Lenzi, we have Brothers Till We Die. Not seen this yet, but given I've preferred Umberto Lenzi's more action crime films, which is what this is in the kind of same genre as those other two films I highly recommended, then I'm expecting to like this even more than So Sweet, So Perverse. And yeah, it's got Thomas Milan in it, who I've seen in a few things before. And yeah, again, got a nice slipcover with this, and this does also come with a booklet. Not massive or anything, it's only a few pages, but still, it's nice to have as a little extra. So yeah, there's the disc itself. And again, you get the reversible artwork, which we'll look at in a second. So yeah, there's the booklet. Not massive, only, let's say, about 8 or 9 pages or thereabouts. But yeah, you do get a write-up called Of Hunchbacks and Men, Poverty, Crooks and Derelicts in Umberto Lenzi's Brothers Till We Die by Francesco Masakesi. So yeah, which I'm sure is a really rather nice write-up. Got some bits from the film there. And yeah, shot from the film itself. And yeah, solid write-up. Again, nothing massive in terms of the booklet itself, but you know, it's always nice to have something a little bit extra like that, especially to provide a bit of context to the film itself. And yeah, so there's the artwork that 88 Films gave us, and there's another bit of the artwork, but this time with the Italian title, and there's the rear of it as well with the Italian bit on it as well. So yeah, really rather solid release, and hopefully a rather good film. And finally, from Kino Lorber, we have the third in box set in their Film Noir The Dark Side of Cinema collection. Slowly getting my hands on these, but they are quite expensive, and more often than not I have to get them from the US because this is where they originally released. Now, unfortunately, I didn't realise when buying this that one of these films is in the upcoming Universal Noir #1 box set. So, bit disappointed in that because I've effectively paid for only 2 films. But still, hopefully the Universal Noir one will be an improvement in quality. Because, yeah, I've not actually watched it, but it is Abandoned, which is also in the Universal Noir box set. So, yeah, gotta save this film for that box set because I imagine Indicator have done a better job in terms of the Blu-ray representation. Because, yeah, this was released in 2020. And obviously the new box set is coming out this year, next month in fact. So yeah, but I am still looking forward to watching it. It's good. It's got a good sounding plot to it, and Dennis O'Keefe and Jeff Chandler and Raymond Burr have been in good things before that I've seen. And yeah, it's also directed by Joe Newman, who I've heard good stuff from before. And 1949 clocks in at 79 minutes long. What I have seen though are the next 2 films, and the first of which is The Lady Gambles, which yeah, Barbara Stanwyck, Robert Preston and Stephen McNally are all great in this. And even though it's a little bit more lightweight than, say, something like The Lost Weekend when it comes to dealing with addiction, it's still really, really rather good in terms of seeing what gambling addiction is like, even if it is a bit more mainstream. So yeah, 99 minutes long, also from 1949 like Abandoned. And as per usual with these Kino Lorber releases, just a simple black and grey disc. So yeah, still a really, really good film. And yeah, Barbara Stanwyck is absolutely excellent in that lead role. And finally, we have from 1950, The Sleeping City, starring Richard Conte and Colleen Gray. Richard Conte, as per usual, is really rather good. We've seen him in a couple of other film noir efforts in the, what was it, Columbia Noir box sets? Can't remember which one. I think one of them was Brothers Rico. Yeah, that's the one that I was really rather impressed by. And even though this isn't quite as good as that, especially due to the fact that the plot takes a while to get going, it's still got a really rather good performance from Richard Conte, solid supporting cast, really good setting of the Bellevue Hospital in New York, and yeah, solid good chase scene at the end as well. So yeah, decent film noir effort. I gave it a tentative 3.5 out of 5, but in some ways I could argue it down, but I felt like it was so inoffensive in terms of its execution that it was overall solid. So yeah, give that 3.5 and give The Lady Gambles 4 out of 5. Hopefully Abandoned will be somewhere on the higher end when I eventually get around to watching that. So yeah, like I said, only a small update, only what, 7 films, one of which I haven't watched because it's coming in another release, but still, solid update. And yeah, 2 reasons why I haven't been getting as much as I have recently in previous updates, purely because, 1, space. I'm really, really lacking in space at the moment. I have very limited amount of space left. And secondly, money. So yeah, that just is the way it is sometimes. So yeah, but you'll still see plenty of the big releases that get their own singular video outside of these updates, which are usually with cheaper, lesser known efforts. So yeah, look forward to those. We've still got obviously Universal Noir #1 coming out, and not sure what other big releases are coming out in the future. I think I'm probably going to get my hands on the Highlander 4K limited edition, but yeah, I'm not sure about what else is coming out. I know the Hitcher from the 80s has been delayed until at least February, maybe March next year. So that's a little bit of a shame. We were hoping it was going to come out this year, but regardless, still, there's going to be other films that are going to be released this year that are going to be enjoyable to watch. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.